guys, it's Christine, also known as IvyWinter. Thank you for joining me for another video, not a Disney video, but I've been doing some videos talking about my chronic illness, and a lot of people have been having really positive reactions to this because there's a lot of you out there who also deal with chronic illnesses, and though mine might not be the same as yours, I think a lot of the thoughts and tips and tricks can apply. So that's why I've been making these videos, and it's just really important to me, so hopefully they help you. So this one is about chronic illness and travel. If you watched my one about chronic illness and work, I did talk a little bit about commuting, and that can be considered travel, right? But I'm talking actually traveling on vacations, longer distances, you know, long car rides, flights, all of that stuff. Obviously I do it. I go to Disney World quite a bit, and I go to other places quite a bit. Had a lot of weddings this year, so I've had to be doing a lot of travel, which admittedly has given me a lot of anxiety because it's just so much travel, and I never know how I'm going to feel with my IBS, and it can be a very anxious time. And I understand that it can be that way for a lot of people. Sometimes you don't look forward to a vacation or a trip, you're worried about it. And I think that kind of sucks. It takes away a lot of the fun of it. So I wanted to talk a little bit about how I deal with travel, but also, as always, open up the floor to you guys. If there are ways that you deal with travel that you think really help you, I would love to know, because I'm always open for new ways to try to just get through that moment. I often have to kind of prepare myself ahead of time. I have to be mindful of what I eat the day or two before, because I know what can affect me when I'm traveling. And so I'll eat, I guess, blander things, you could say, things that I know won't upset me. So nothing with like peppers or tomatoes or too many spices, things like that that can possibly trigger an attack. And I keep it kind of basic. And when I'm flying, I'll be honest, it's hard for me to eat anyway, especially if it's an early flight. And so I will usually pick something up small in the airport and bring it onto the plane. But I hold off on eating until I absolutely know that I am feeling okay to. And I think when it comes to flying, my biggest anxiety is, I guess, from the house to the airport, right? Being in a car in that time frame, and then takeoff and landing, because for me, a lot of my anxiety comes from not having a bathroom, and takeoff and landing, you should be in your seat for the safety of you and everyone around you. So that can be a bit anxiety inducing for me, and something that I try to do is some breathing exercises. There are a few different that you can do, but the whole idea is you want to slow your body down and kind of get out of that anxiety and that panic about not feeling well. So there's one that I like, which is breathing in to the count of 4, holding for the count of 4, and letting go on the count of 8. Which forces you to breathe slower and like calm your entire body down. I also like to use apps. I've talked about this before, some meditation apps. I use the Calm app, and often for the time frames where I'm taking off or landing, I will use it then, or listen to some kind of music, have some kind of distraction. I also like that a lot of flights have TVs, so sometimes that landing process can be, 25 minutes? 25 minutes is an episode of Always Sunny in Philadelphia or Atlanta or any sort of like sitcom episode. So just get through one of those, and then before you know it, wheels are on the ground. So I feel like having some sort of distractions like that is super, super helpful. I think another big thing is if you're traveling with other people, just be honest about it. You've got to be honest about what you're going through, what your pains are like, what might happen if you need to pull over in a car, if you need an aisle seat in the plane, you want to switch seats, whatever it might be. Talk to the people that you're traveling with, because it's going to make it so much easier. Not that dealing with chronic illness is ever that easy, but it's going to make the situation easier and make you feel less stressed, because you're not going to feel like you're a burden on anyone else, because they already know what's coming. It won't be a surprise, and they'll be prepared and they'll be ready. And then I think also is like kind of trust in yourself. I just went to a wedding where we flew 2 hours from New York to Minneapolis and then drove 3 hours up to our hotel and like near where the wedding was. And I at first didn't trust myself and my body to feel okay. And I think your mindset is a huge part of it. And I think if you can trust yourself, you can trust yourself to get through a moment, right? But if you can also trust yourself to know when you need to stop or take a break, that's important too. I do pack a lot of medications with me. That also helps. Half the time I don't even use them, but having them makes me feel better. So I make sure that they're always in my carry-on or in, my purse, like the actual personal item that I have with me. So they're not checked in or up in the bin. They're readily accessible immediately. So this could be Tums, Imodium, there's a bunch of things that I take to try to feel better. They will always be in my personal item because I don't want them far away from me. I don't want to have a struggle to take it immediately if I need to. So that's my biggest advice, is like, make sure any medication, anything that's going to make you feel better, even if it's just Tylenol, is somewhere that you can access it easily, because saving yourself that time and that grief of trying to find it is going to be a life changer. I think it's really important to not let your chronic illness stop you from traveling. I've seen it happen with people I know. And of course, I understand if the pain is so bad that you really can't do it. I feel like I would rather be a physical reason that you can't travel than a mental one. Like, don't mentally block yourself by freaking yourself out and saying, well, what if? I still what if before I get on a plane, but I know that I want to get to my destination. I want to enjoy my vacation. I want to go to this wedding. I want to do this thing. And I feel like my want to do that outweighs my fear. And I think it's really important that we keep that in perspective, because I have had times where fear have outweighed the want, and it kind of sucks at the end of the day. You cancel plans or whatever, and this might not even be travel, and you feel like you're missing out. And this would be tenfold in travel, right? You booked a flight, you booked a hotel, you might lose money, you've been waiting for this trip, and then you cancel. I think that you would feel better to push yourself to do it, to get through that moment so that you can enjoy what's on the other side. And I think it's really, really important that we don't become our own worst enemies and stop ourselves from enjoying life. Anyway, those are just my thoughts about chronic illness and travels. Few tips, few thoughts. If you travel with a chronic illness, you have specific things that you like to do, you want to share that, you can let me know in the comments below. You don't have to share if that's something that's not comfortable for you, but as always, I think if we have tips from other people who are dealing with different kinds of things, it can only help. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, then like it. If you like me, you should subscribe. I make videos every single week, and occasionally videos like this. More of my videos are more Disney based, but I have been delving into more personal videos as well. So no matter what it is that you want to see, you should definitely hit that subscribe button. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great rest of the day. Bye.